Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel and to the Advanced Cartoon Character Rigging course in 3ds Max. In this lesson, we will attach the Flexi-Line to the forearm bone. The steps will be almost the same as when working with the shoulder, but with a couple of important differences. First of all, import the Flexi-Line itself via Merge. In the window that appears, select all elements and click OK. Now, without deselecting, let's proceed to renaming. I'll use the Rename Objects tool again and add the L_forearm_prefix. In essence, we are duplicating the same steps as in the previous lesson when we worked with the shoulder. I want to emphasize this once again. Correct naming is not just a formality, it's the foundation. Cleanliness in the scene is important primarily for ourselves, so that during the complex rigging process, you don't get confused by hundreds of objects, but see the structure immediately. Now we align the Flexi-Line to the forearm bone. Take the global controller and apply a position constraint to it. Select the forearm bone as the target and then the wrist. The logic is the same. The system will automatically center itself. Now apply a LookAt constraint and specify the forearm bone. In the Select LookAt Axis settings, choose Y, and in the Up Node control field, set the mode to LookAt. Next, create the Up Node object itself. Take a regular point and align it with the forearm bone in position and orientation using Alt-A. Then, in local coordinates, move it back a little. Select the global controller. In the LookAt settings, under Up Node Control, uncheck World and assign our point. After that, the Flexi-Line will align exactly along the axis of the forearm bone. Now scale the Flexi-Line manually until the side controllers are at the level of the bone pivots. To repeat, perfect precision to the millimeter is not needed here, as we will fix everything later using float expression. Clone the axis tripod point from the shoulder bone and align it to our Flexi-Line via Alt-A. Rename the object, then link it to the forearm bone and be sure to do Freeze Transform. Apply Freeze Transform to the global controller. Due to the previously applied constraints, it will shift slightly, so we need to realign it to our axis tripod via Alt-A. After that, link it to the character's global controller and apply Freeze Transform once more to finally zero out all transformation values. Now assign a position and orientation constraint to the Flexi-Line global controller, choosing our axis tripod as the target. For the side controllers, use only the position constraint. Tie one to the forearm bone and the other to the wrist. Let's test it. Now the Flexi-Line clearly follows the forearm bone and also stretches along with it. Great! The first stage has been completed successfully. Now pay attention to the Flexi-Line controller that is fixed on the wrist joint. Currently, when the elbow rotates, the entire Flexi-Line rotates along with the forearm, even though this controller should remain stationary in such a situation. To fix this unwanted twisting, we will use float expression. To make our task easier, we will simply copy the expression from the Flexi-Line controller that is fixed on the ankle joint. We have already done similar work there, so we won't have to write the formula from scratch. Select the controller, assign float expression to the y-axis rotation axis, and paste the copied code. In the expression itself, change IK_knee to IK_elbow. Although the name of the variable itself can be left unchanged, Max doesn't care how it's signed. The main thing is which node in the scene it refers to. Create 4 variables: IKFK, IK_twist, IK_elbow, and FK_twist. To these, we will bind the necessary controllers to manage our system. For the IKFK variable, we assign the character's global controller, and in the Custom Attributes list, we select our IK switch for the left hand. For the IK_twist variable, assign the x-axis rotation of the left-hand IK controller. To avoid digging through a long list, just select this controller in the scene, then it will immediately light up blue in the selection window, and you won't have to search for it long. For the IK_elbow variable, assign the elbow swivel parameter from the hand's IK controller custom attributes. And for the last variable, FK_twist, assign the x-axis rotation of our hand's FK controller. Did you notice that when the FK controller rotates, our Flexi-Line rotates in the opposite direction? To fix this, just go back to the expression and put a minus sign in front of the FK_twist variable. We see a similar picture when the IK controller rotates. We fix this in the same proven way. Just put a minus sign in front of the IK_twist variable. Let's check the elbow rotation. As you can see, the controller now maintains its position and doesn't twist following the bone. Our link works correctly, and we don't need to change anything else here. Everything is great. I won't explain the logic of the expression itself now, as we covered it in detail in the lesson on connecting the Flexi-Line to the shin bone. Everything works according to the same scheme here. Now we need to reconnect the Flexi-Line controller with the up VC group. After we applied the expression, the old link broke, so we need to restore this hierarchy for the entire rig to work correctly. The next step is to change the values in the expression for the compression of the Flexi-Line drivers. Select the driver, go to the Motion panel, and find the x-axis of our scale in the list of controllers. For the global variable, assign the character's global controller. We will need its scale. I'll choose the y-axis, but in essence, you can take any, as the controller scales uniformly. After that, press the Debug button so that 3ds Max outputs the current values. We only have to enter the resulting number into the formula instead of the number 10. Do the same thing for the z-axis and then repeat the process for the other drivers. Remember that only drivers B, C, and D have compression and tension properties. We do not touch the outer drivers A and E. Let's add an additional controller for the central part of our Flexi-Line. I happen to have some free, unattached controllers left in my scene, so I'll use one of them. If you don't have one in your scene, just create a new one. Align it with the central controller via Alt-A and move it back a little in local coordinates. To understand exactly at what distance it needs to be shifted, we will need the character model. This way, we will see where the controller will be most convenient for the animator. Now select the central controller, enter the spline editing mode, press Attach, and select our circle. Now it's one object, and they will work as a single controller. And the last thing we have left is to transfer the compression switch from the Flexi-Line global controller to the chest controller. We'll do this using wire parameters. I won't describe the process in detail, as we have already performed these steps more than once. We'll just repeat the familiar algorithm. After completing all the technical stages, we only have to clean up the scene. I'm sure you've already figured out how to work with layers in 3ds Max, so I'll leave this process without detailed comments. That's all for today. In the next video, we'll deal with elbow stretch rigging. See you in new episodes. Bye!